Hey guys, it's Full Cards here, live and direct from Montreal, Quebec, and in front of me today, man, in front of the Jacques Cartier, man, is a box of this stuff. 2021-22 Game Use Stickrack. Update to rate, satiate, hopefully not negate. Yeah, man, and this is from President's Choice. I'm into it, man. I'm into it, and bravo, the playoffs are starting. I was also thinking about who the Calder winner should be this year. I'll talk perhaps a bit about that. But some good matchups. Let's do the break, though. Let's do the break, guys. So configuration, guys, 1 plastic container per box, 4 cards per container. There are 1,000 serial numbered boxes in existence. I believe it's 10 boxes per case. So within a box break, guys, expect 4 game use stick rack cards, stick themed cards. There are the game use triples, there are the basic stick racks, the stick rack franchise triples, the stick rack quads, the duels, quests for the Stanley Cup ones. There are the Lumbergraphs, my absolute favorite. Stanley Cup Finals, I think, are another themed ones. And then the ones we're familiar with, which are the tape jobs, the AKA with the nicknames, 5 holes. What other ones? Oh, stick handles. Stick handles. Keep in mind we have the stick handles and the paddle downs. So we have the stick handles and the paddles. Yeah, and 50 goal guys is another theme of 50 goal dudes. If I can get this puppy open. Indirect sunlight again, guys. That's the season. That's the season right now for me and my timing on this. All right. Okay. No idea what to expect here. Oh, we do have paper on the top. We have some paper on the top. Yeah. So I was thinking, guys, about the playoff. The playoffs are starting. I think all the matchups will be pretty darn amazing. And people were asking me about the Leafs. I do think they should have tanked to get Boston. And no offense to Boston, but yeah. Wait, I think what I'll do is I'll take them out. Yeah, what was I saying? I was saying Kucherov has had kind of the worst season ever, and yet in the last couple of games has been absolute fire. True two of Stammer, most quiet 40-goal season ever. I mean, I don't even know what to say about how his season's gone. 40 goals, and he's been fire the last little bit. It's a tough draw. I mean, Hedman, 84 points? He played 81 or 82 games. And McDonough, probably the best defensive player of his era, except for Chara. So it's really tough. It's really tough to sort of get that type of matchup in game one. But let's go with the cards, guys. We've got a ton of paper on top, and this is our first card. Ooh, it looks like an old school card, guys, which is something I would love. Oh my God, we actually hit a Philadelphia Flyers old school Reggie Leach. That is really nice, guys. That is just tremendous. Look at that stick. Wow. I mean, it could be one of these old Cohos. I don't even know what it is, but it's numbered to 10. That is really sick. That is so cool. I love the old wooden stick. Wow. And as for the Calders, guys, I think Sider probably might be the front runner of Zegras as well. I think the guy who's getting the shortest thrift would be Boldy on, look at this. It's a duel. It is a duel. Our second one's a duel. On the Wild, he had an unbelievable season, and people discount Bunting because he played with Matthews. Well, Boldy played with some pretty good players as well, with Fiala and Kirill. Now let's see who we have here, guys. Oh, wow, look at this duel. Oh, wow, of course it's a Boston Bruin. How funny. I don't mind the Ray Bourque, though. Cam Neely and Ray Bourque. Look at that. So 2 old school sticks, man. That is another hot-looking stick. Look at the thickness. Look at that. Cam Neely, I think what was he, 9th overall and 8th overall? I forget. But Ray Bourque, man. Arguably the best dude to ever play the game, alongside Potvin and some of the other guys who you would list, like Bobby Orr, perhaps. All right, guys. So really interesting Calder race this year. I think it's kind of as good as it gets in terms of the depth of that field, like Lucas Raymond and others. Oh my God, did we hit another duel? We're hitting only duels? This couldn't possibly be another duel, guys. It couldn't possibly be. Oh, no, it isn't. It's an AKA, which is a nickname card. And oh wow, we hit a Wendell Clark, guys. Speaking of the Leafs, so we're hitting all the Habs rivals. Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch. Let's do lunch. Very nice. 6 of 10. What was the Cam Neely one? The Cam Neely one was 3 of 5 only. That is really, and obviously game used. I mean, if they look like that. Other guy who's really discounted is Tanner Jeannot, considering he's played on like the third line and doesn't always get PP time and so on. It's amazing what he's achieved. If you want to talk about people not being as well surrounded as they could be. And of course, there's Lundell, who quietly had a great season. Of course, Cole Caulfield, I should mention, obviously. Yeah, and if you're talking about goaltenders, Nidal Djokovic, I think, qualifies, but I would obviously put Swayman at the top of that list. So all of them are really, really good, man. I mean, I think Jeannot and Bunting are the ones who sort of get discounted the most. And Zegras probably gets the most. Oh, this is just a single, is it? It's a single. Oh, but it's an old school one. Oh my God, it's Brent Gilchrist, an old Hab. So there's the Hab one. Oh, look at this. It's a stick handle from Brent Gilchrist. A 1-of-1 stick handle, and of course he was a Hab. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Very, very cool, man. A stick handle 1-of-1 Brent Gilchrist. Yeah, definitely I have some fondness for him for obvious reason, guys. Now, one thing I'll mention about him, I was trying to figure out, was he on the 93 team or was he was actually on the 89 team that went to the Cup for the Habs. Of course, they didn't win. It was the first time they lost on home ice. But he did win the Cup, of course, later on when he was on Detroit. So he got his Cup with Detroit. But this is really cool, a stick handle 1-of-1 with his name. It's funny how small his name is written on it, but a 1-of-1 stick handle. Pretty solid box, guys. I do have to say that was a solid one. It's actually kind of funny in the store. I was trying to pick out a box, and of course they hand me a box, and I'm thinking maybe I wanted that other box as I'm looking through the glass. And then when you change your mind, you're thinking, oh, maybe I should go back to my original choice. Maybe I'm foregoing good cards. Well, what I will say about these cards is they are almost all retros. In fact, they're all retros. So that to me is really good. I mean, that's what I would want. I'd like to see the old wooden sticks. That's the ideal thing. Now, the other thing too is if you pick out one of the boxes, if you pick out two and you're trying to think, oh, maybe I want the one that's heavier. Do you necessarily want one that's heavier if you could have, let's say, 4 old-time sticks which are heavy, or maybe this one old-time stick versus a bunch of the graphite sticks? It's like there's no way to know. And I don't know how they do it. I don't know if they measure the boxes to make sure that they're the same weight or they have some recipe. I doubt it, and I don't know which would be better, a heavy box or a light box. So, and then I was thinking, oh, well, one box was bulging a bit, and I was thinking, well, that's a good thing. Then you're like, wait a minute, no, because it's in a plastic. So I honestly believe that with luck and with odds, you don't control your destiny. You think you do, but you don't. So the odds determine what you receive, sort of not your inclinations, although, you know, intuition is a strong thing. Anyways, guys, cool box of this stuff. Of course, I like flossing about President's Choice, anything that's not Upper Deck. That was a great box. 4 old school cards with a Hab who went on a run in the 89 year. So that's basically it, guys. Yeah. I've been full cards. Please be sure to #hashtag drive. I've been full cards. Live and direct from a place called Montreal, Quebec.
I'll take you to town. I'll take you to town. I'll take you.